Hi guys, my name is Amber Poole. I am an intuitive energy healer, and today I want to get really honest with you. As you can see, I'm kind of chillaxed today and I have bronchitis, so I may cough in between. I have been in bed for 10 days, and today's the first day that I actually got out of bed. I want to first say thank you to everybody, all of my clients who are so kind to me in allowing me to reschedule them, because I know that when you're sick you can't do any. I can't channel I can't channel the love when I'm in bed and unable to give myself energy, instead of giving somebody else energy. So my sessions wouldn't be fantastic because I am sick. So therefore I can't do them. So I thank you for extending me grace as allowing my body to process through this. Now, because I am sick, and I did mention that I am sick to a numerous amount of people, I got some really interesting feedback, and I want to address it because I feel like we think of illness and sickness as very one-dimensional. And I want to upgrade people and their consciousness and their awareness of being sick and of having illnesses. Now, you just heard me. I have bronchitis, okay? It's fantastic. I am in bed. I can only sleep for 30 minutes. I wake up. I'm coughing. I'm snotty, mucusy, the whole 9 yards all throughout the night. And I literally have not slept in a solid 9 days. So that's where I am. I also know that I have a very loving heart. If you've ever worked with me in the past, since 2012 on energy healing, I am very loving, and I am also very feisty. I have a lot of fire energy in me, even though I am a Cancer zodiac. So this kind of sets into my fieriness. I was told, which you guys may know, I have multiple sclerosis. So that's like a chronic major illness. And when I went out and told people that I have MS, their responses were, how can the healer get sick? And when I said I had bronchitis, I had my client said, oh my goodness, the healer is sick. How can that be? And then I had healers tell me that I have to fix my throat chakra, which cracks me up beyond belief. So I want to dive into illness because I realize that the people talking to me have never been ill. They don't have a chronic illness. None of them. Nobody who used their words to me and said, you should do this, is sick. Okay. Number two, so they don't have any background, right? But they're dishing out advice. And I love it because they are healers. So I started to think about and process, even for like my own mentality of how I feel having MS, how I feel having bronchitis. Now, your throat chakra obviously houses your communication. So this is very one-dimensional. This is very basic information. If you are aware of your chakras, whatever issue you have, you are going to parallel it with the chakra. So if you have digestive issues, depending upon if they're in your lower chakra, if they're actually in your stomach, would be solar plexus, or it would also be in your sacral. And then it would go into the sacral, excuse me, and you would say, oh, have you worked on your emotions lately? Do you have an addiction problem? Do you feel like you are losing power? Now, that's how most people, most healers that I have gone to use the chakras as information to assist people or help people. Let me expand your knowledge. Let me tell you that there is more to it than, oh, she is not communicating. I can honestly look at you and say that I work on my chakras every single day. I can tell you that I take a shower and I allow spirit, I allow God to come through me and work on my energy field. I ask for that. I pray for that. I receive that. So I love these comments of judgment that come at me because they are not true. And that is not the truth of illness. So what is the truth of illness? Illness can occur because we are suppressing an emotion. That's what everybody is taught, right? That's like the big thing out there. If you have cancer, it's because you're not forgiving yourself. If you have cancer, it's because you're not loving enough people. If you have multiple sclerosis, it's because I don't even know what multiple sclerosis, the emotional connection is. All I know is it's not my story. So there's a lot of books like Hay House, Louise Hay House. Fantastic is the first one to acknowledge that there is an emotion with an illness. And I agree to that, okay? When I'm scanning people, I see the emotions that come up that need to be released, that people are holding on to and are imprinted in their field. But that's one dimension. You cannot say that you got an illness or a sickness because of one thing, because it's not going to be one thing. It's not. There's many things that go into an illness. There's many things that go into a sickness. So I would go in further. What are your stress levels? Stress causes the body to break down. Stress appears in different angles. Number 2, I would look at their diet. I would look at what they're doing in this physical world right now. How are they taking care of themselves? What is the emotions that play into it? What are their mental thoughts? Now, you got to be careful because there's also this big stigma out there that you have negative thoughts. You created the disease in your body. I have to tell you, there is no way of getting up from that. What are you doing? You're telling somebody that they are in the dark and they have to go find the light. What is that going to do? It is not your negative thought that created that illness. It is not the fact that you didn't exercise, but you ate everything correctly. I had one client who ate everything to a T. That she could. She got rid of gluten, she got rid of dairy, she got rid of all those things. And yet she still died of cancer. And you would say, how is that possible? It has to be the food industry. It's the food industry that's creating the cancer. It's not one thing. So to look at somebody and say, I have defined exactly what your health problem is ludicrous. To say that there's one thing that you're not doing right that created that health problem for you is crazy. Now, I'm going to give you another view. It is not just this time period that we are in. It is your past, and I'm not talking about just a childhood. I would definitely look into there. But I'm also talking about previous lives, because previous lives are affecting the life that you have now. Your future lives are affecting the life you have right at this moment. It's all together. There's no time. There's no space. So that means that if I'm going to do a long distance session and I connect in with somebody's field, that means that I can actually bring them to me and receive the information. It's not impossible. When I hear somebody say that this is the reason why, what you just did was eliminate all of the other possibilities around there. And you can't do that. You have to be open. Especially as healers, if you want to really know the truth, you can't look at just one avenue and not the rest of the avenues. So I encourage people to look at the previous lives. We call that karma, right? There's a lot of things from previous lives that are not resolved that we carry into this life, and we may not even be aware that we're doing that. So I would check previous lives. I would check into the karma. I would check into your current life and see what you're holding on to. I would check into your future life. That means the potential life that you are setting forward for yourself right at this moment, and see what kind of information comes through. But don't just stop there. You can also check in with your body. Are you doing the right things? Are you eating? Are you exercising? Are you taking care of your physical vessel? So that's number 4. Sure, check the chakra. See what impressions are there. See what imprints lie in there. But do not assume that it's because you might not be talking to somebody or telling the truth. Nope. Keep expanding. Keep expanding. It's not just your negative thoughts that contribute to a health problem. So here's 2 more things. Number 1, any illness that anybody has is a consciousness together. That means that everybody got together and has the same consciousness to create something. I'm going to let that process for a second. So there's a consciousness that created multiple sclerosis. There's a consciousness that created every, excuse me, other disease out there. It's a nasty, nasty cold. So what does that conscious bring to light? What is that consciousness saying? Okay, there's groups that come forward, souls that come down here before they step into their mission and say, you know what? I'm going to help bring light to this situation. And you will now see all of these barriers around you breaking down. Government is becoming chaotic. Healthcare becoming chaotic. Everything is breaking down so that we can restructure it again. And because of that, we need to have people, groups, souls who say, you know what? I'm going to sign up to do the dirty job so that we can make this world a better place through X, Y, Z. I don't make this shit up. It is the way that it is. So maybe I didn't do something wrong to cause my bronchitis. Maybe I didn't do something wrong to cause the MS. Maybe there's going to be a bigger story to it. I have seen a child who came down here and got really, really sick, in order to help assist her mother and heal her mother. Because it broke down the barriers of love inside her mother, and she had nothing else to do than to open up her heart. And when she did that, she learned to receive and give love properly. This child volunteered for that. I met a person one day who I hated to say this, and she says, I have been everywhere looking for an answer of why I have these things in my body, why my body is not functioning like it used to function, and I cannot hold on to this anymore. And I got very quiet, and I listened to the soul, and the soul said that it didn't want to heal. And she was pissed with me. And I went, is this correct? And here I'm like talking to my guide. I'm like, I can't believe I just said that, because I channel it. So whatever comes through, and then I analyze it. So I'm like, and I'm looking over at spirit like, please, why? Why can't I just tell her that everything's going to be okay? Why can't I tell her that if she does these things, her body's going to go back to the way it was in her 20s? But I couldn't. I couldn't because I didn't see it, because the soul didn't tell me it. It's heartbreaking when I have to say those things. But here I am in the same boat. Now, I can sit there and go, what can I do to fight it? What can I do to get out of it? Or I can accept it. And when you accept something, it changes the energy flow of fighting. I'm not so much going, believe me, I've bronchitis for 10 days, laying in bed, coughing your ass off sucks, okay? Of course I want to get out of that. Of course I am taking everything that I can to get out of that. But at the same time, I've had beautiful lessons from spirit that has come into. It's been a week of me in bed, which means a week of me meditating, connecting in, loving light. And that makes me feel super good. So in a way, although my body physically feels like crap, I am mentally completely charged. I'm spiritually excited up there. So, what was my big thing? It's a consciousness. Illness can be a form of consciousness, a form to bring more light into the earth. You don't know why. That's the other thing. And it is true. In some cases, there is karma that happens that is brought from one life to the other life. It just is. So you may be bringing your baggage or have taken one for the team so that somebody else didn't get sick. Or given to you because you know that you can get through it, because you are strong, because this does not define you. All I'm saying is I want to expand onto the thought that an illness is more than just your chakra and the present time. Healers are not exempt from getting sick. They're not. There's not a rule that says everybody can get sick except for healers. Everybody can get sick except for the priest. Everybody can get sick except for the president. No, it's not how it happens. And of course, clearing out your energy fields will boost that up. I do mine every day. Every day. Does that mean that I'm not doing something right? No, and I will not. I refuse to believe it's not in me that I am doing something wrong in my life, that I'm not expressing myself, or I'm not doing myself a service in some way. Because more than anything, I am connecting in and where I really need to be at. So, if you see somebody who is sick, especially if they're a healer, don't give them crap. Don't bring your judgment to the table and say, well, they're sick because of this. Because you know what? You don't know. That is a lack of consciousness on yourself. Upgrade yourself. Upgrade, right? What's the best way we can do that? We can do it through prayer. We can do it through light. We can do it through love. When you're asking for the graces to come in and just sweep below you, and you are already being taken care of. For people to judge other people of why they have the things that they have and why life is the way that it is not accurate. Good things, bad things, happen to good people all the time. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but I'm sure there's a lot of really awesome people out there, and bad things happen. It's life. It doesn't make you any special or any less special. It's life, right? It doesn't mean that, I helped 1,000 people in the past month and now I'm sick. So because I gave all of my energy out to other people, that means I didn't have self-care. And because I didn't have self-care, then I should get sick. That's the other one I hear a lot. Like on average, I've been doing 15 sessions a week. That's a lot. It's a lot of sessions. And at the same time, I completely take care of myself. I own myself. I understand myself more now than I ever have throughout the past few years. I mean, like, really own it. To be able to stand on here on YouTube with my hair up and coughing and sick, that's craziness. So you will know that I own it. So please be considerate and be kind and realize that beyond the one-dimensional of being sick, there's a lot more that goes on behind the field. All right. I will see you in another video. Hopefully my hair will be down, my makeup will be on, and we will be on point, y'all. So I'll see you soon. Have a great day.